we got some fallow deer venison burgers on the go. So we're about to chow down on that. But that means you're about to sit down on the couch with your bevy of choice and tune in for another episode. So I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget, leave a comment. Hear that? That's not how you want to start a hunt off. That's my ute beeping at me. So I'm just racing it into the mechanic to have a look at it quickly. If not, we'll be taking the client's car this week. Rightio, thanks to Darren at Mafra Tyre and Mechanical Services in Mafra. Big shout out to you, you've always helped me out. But anyway, found out that the light that was flashing there was telling me I had low brake fluid, which made us look for a leak, which we found in the rear passenger side back brake. Just must have been bumped by a stick or something and loosened off that little nut that holds onto the brake line. It was just leaking a little bit under braking pressure, so fixed that. Got myself a bottle of brake fluid just in case it happens again, and we can limp our way home or just listen to the beep 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 and come home on free brakes. But should be good. I've just noticed we've got a bucket load of snow up top, so hopefully that is going to drive some deer down into where we hunt, and it should just make the hunting better. So let's look forward to this 5-day trip. Come along for the ride. We've got 5 days to find a mature stag, and yeah, so let's go do it. What ends up happening when you got all that snow pulling down, all the scrub on the side of the track, is the windscreen wipers foul up. You got to pull all this snow out from underneath the blades to keep them working, otherwise you can't see. There you go. Look at the roof rack, she's full. Yeah, come on an adventure with me. Hopefully all that's melted by the time we get out. Rightio, here we go. 5 more days in the Vic Alpine wilderness, chasing the mighty Sambar stag. We've had a big dump of snow down at 900. As you would have seen, we had to drive through a fair bit of it. No wheel marks in here this time, no boot marks, so there hasn't been anyone in here over the weekend, unless they've come in from the bottom, which, you know, they could have, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this one. We've had the cold weather we need to push the deer down a bit. I've had some news since the last video that another mate of mine's been seeing some calves in here, which is kind of cool because I've been expecting it and wondering why it hadn't happened yet. So he sent me some photos of 3 nice young ones. So hopefully we've got a stag that's hanging around those girls, and we can find a nice mature stag for my client and get the job done. But righto, we got in. So I've got a fit client, hour and 20 minutes to get in, and yeah, just grabbing some gear, we go set up. But anyway, if you're tuning in for the first time, please hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, make a comment. That just helps the channel grow, do all those things. Now this is a Patreon supported channel, so without the support from my Patreons, this channel basically doesn't exist. So if you can, if you're able, if you're in the financial position just to chuck a little bit of money at the channel, that'd be awesome. Link will be in the description. To download the Patreon, there's a heap of exclusive content there. So it's not like this, you can get money. It's got a community for it. It's obviously closed to me, so I'm moderated. So jump over and check it out. There is a free tier level which gives you a little bit of content, but it also gives you notifications about what I am posting on Patreon, and maybe that'll be just enough to click you over into that tier where you know, you're getting a lot more for bang for your buck, as you'd say. But anyway, we got to get camp set up, get something in my belly, and we'll get down looking for a deer. Weather's perfect. I can't see us having 2 weeks in a row like we had last week. So stick around, I reckon it's going to happen. That's from camp. Righto, instead of having lunch back at camp, we've decided to come down and start looking. It's only about a bit after 2 in the afternoon, but it's cold. I can still see snow from camp. So it's been a lot lower than it is now because today was quite a sunny day. So I'm hoping the deer have pushed down. They've been a bit cold for a few days. And they'll be out feeding this afternoon, early hopefully, and we can get onto them. But anyway, just going to have me noodles and fill up my stomach, and then I'm going to get busy trying to find a deer. Oh yeah. Yep, so we got the first deer chalked up. It's probably only about 2:30 in the afternoon. It's out feeding, which is awesome. That's what I was hoping for.
See its arse as well.
Yep, that was the big hind. So I saw the big hind go in the bush. Righto, this is deer number 4. Long way off. Feeding though at 3 o'clock. Deer number 5 and 6 for the arvo. They're certainly popping out. Just got to find one with a big pair of sticks on its head. There you gotta love Sambar in the middle of winter. Got that nice chocolate coat, that ginger bum really stands out. This one's got a healing back behind her. There you go, we've got a yearling that we'd spotted earlier, feeding with a big hind, bedded down hour before dark. Interesting. It is frigidly cold. I'm almost uncontrollably shaking from the cold. It's all good. Hopefully something comes out before dark. Give us something to go after tomorrow. I've got this deer here, half an hour before dark, bedded. That's a separate one that's bedded to the other one. So I'm wondering, this is why we're not seeing many deer lately, is the best time to spot a deer is early morning and late evening, but if they're not moving, then it's just as hard to see them in the evening as it is at the middle part of the day. So it's got to be the calves. Calves are sort of making them
be a bit more stationary for some reason. We've got 5 big hinds and 2 young ones spotted. No stags yet. Oh, it's just about 4 o'clock and it's turned bitterly cold. Fingers are frozen. It was -2 degrees when we left the vehicle at 12:05. So that gives you a bit of an idea of what sort of temperatures we've got now at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Anyway, my client's actually got a pair of Swaro 15x56s. It's got it on a really cool tripod. Wow. I think he's just cost me a heap of money. There's a distinct advantage in having 15 power with glassing this sort of distance. The weight is the only thing that'll hold me back, but geez, they were good to look through. Anyway, keep looking. We've got hinds, we've got young ones, stags are there somewhere. We've just got to see them, whether they're still a bit nocturnal. Oh, it might be that rat that I saw the other week. I don't know who his brother is.
Righto, we're heading back to camp to get a fire going because I reckon it's -4 degrees. And that's not an exaggeration. With that wind chill, God, it's hard to not rattle while you're looking through your binos. But anyway, I think all up we've got 5 big mature hinds, 2 young ones, and 1 young stag right up high. But so we'll be back in the morning for another quick glass before we make a plan and head in and try and get eyes on something mature. Hopefully overnight these deer roll into this country that we're looking at. But anyway, up to camp, get a big fire going. Got him! Pesky! Hey? He's not happy. Me and Pesky. Right, I'm going to let you go. You go away for the rest of the night. Come back again. Don't go in there, you little shit. Just pulled that out of my backpack. Anyway. Giving these ones a go. I saw them because it's got protein written on it. It must be good. Couple of bits of dried fruit in there. Can't see them because I buried them, but yeah, big bowl protein. So this is next on the brekkie list. Source of fibre, oats, and me hot chocolate. And, first morning, pretty good frost, a little bit of fog. We haven't spotted anything in the first sort of 20 minutes of daylight, so we're going to make a bit of a bush stalk through to some opposing faces that where we're going to be looking onto is going to be grabbing the sun real hard later on. So hopefully these deer
just hiding in the forest a little bit, and then when that sun gets up and hits those faces, they sort of pop out for a bit of warmth. And that'll get us into a good position. Could stay up here and keep looking, but then we're sort of behind the 8 ball a little bit, so that's what we're going to do. Anyway, it's pretty chilly last night, but we rugged up and got prepared, got through it, and looks like it's going to be a stunning day. This is going to be a frosty river crossing. It's all frosted up there. Well, it's late morning, nearly 11 o'clock. Sun's out, beautiful day. I have not seen a deer. It's about to poke over another sunny face here. We might stay until lunchtime, then we'll have to have a big rethink about what's going on. I might move camp. We've just been sitting up the top here, snoozing pretty much for an hour or two. It's nearly 4 o'clock. We're going to do a slow stalk back to camp through some really good country. Because we haven't been seeing them, I've just decided to go in after them. They're just not moving, so we've got to force it a little bit. Hopefully it works out. Well, we did a slow stalk through all that beautiful country, down onto that wallow, down through some benches. Yeah, just got a halt. 2 deer took off, just got the slightest glimpse of one of them.
hiding a yearling, I'm pretty sure. Just by the sound of the honks. Geez, it's been hard going today. We're going to have to think outside the box tomorrow, I think. The deer just aren't, they're not here. The sign's not on the ground. And they're not active. So they're not coming in. So wherever they are, there must be a heap of them. Anyway, we've got about 20 minutes, half an hour of light left. We've got a 15-minute walk to the river, across the river, and a half an hour hike up. So we'll be doing it in headlamp tonight. It's going to be a frosty river crossing. The boots have got ice on them. I lost my river runners yesterday, my Crocs. So Zebra's tip of the day is, if you've lost your river runners or you didn't bring any, spare pair of socks makes all the difference between barefoot and rocks. Don't believe me, it's cold. Righto, second morning, another perfect day. It's quite only a light frost this morning, but still a frost. And after basically not seeing a deer yesterday, I'm going to punch up really high and glass into some really high sunny faces. If that doesn't work today, tomorrow we're just going to go and hunt some country I've been looking at and I've never really been into, so don't know what's going on, but they're doing a great job of hiding. It's making me feel like an amateur. So we've finally broken the voodoo of no deer. Hiding a yearling. Up high though. Yeah, I thought it was a yearling, but it's a little stag. A bit bigger than a spiker. Might have little brow tines. Used to be the rat that I saw last week. Righto, we've seen that big hind and that young stag together. Just caught a glimpse of another hind further down. Can't quite see into that country, so pushing up the hill another couple hundred yards to really look down into it. This big country, height's your friend. You can really see into the bush when you're up really high. From down below, all this country looks really thick and it's hard to spot a deer. When you get up nice and high and look down into it, it opens it right up. So that's what we're doing. Still frosty as, and I forgot my glassing pad today, so my ass is numb, my feet are numb, my fingers are numb. Anyway, at least we've seen some deer, because it was looking like no good. But, you know, I still haven't found a good deer, a good stag, but at least we're seeing deer. He was buddied up with that other little stag last week. If only he was about 10 inches longer.
And the other one?
He's only a little fella.
Okay.
Waiting for the sun, this one. It's just about coming down onto him. The sun's come down to him finally. Standing broadside to it so he can soak up as much as he possibly can. What's he looking at? Something grabbed his attention. It's about 11:30, and I feel like we would have seen all the deer there by now. So we're going to go find some sun, defrost, have some lunch. We just had lunch and popped over this ridge. I sat in the sun glassing for a bit, didn't move far after that, and put up a hind. She charged off into Never Nevers and then cut through this steep as she was rolling rocks. And she tore around the corner here. So we're just going down to a crossing that I know. Big honk come out of the gully down low. Just got me binos on him, had big thick beams. Didn't look overly long, but bugger. He was in the shade where he was, not in the sun. Maybe just in the sun, but looks pretty shaded where I saw him come out of. Anyway, we're going down that way, we might run into him again. Yeah, anyway, we just found the running marks of that stag. Backtracked him, trying to see if he was bedded up down in here, but it looks like he might have been on the move, and we might have been a bit distracted by the hind. Might have been able to see him if we had been looking into the shadows. It's real hard to look from the sunny face over to the shady face, so anyway, we've tracked him over the ridge here. We might just poke along behind him for a little bit, just see if he does the old cat and mouse trick with us. See how we go.
Yeah, well, since lunchtime, after putting up that stag up in this country here, we've come down through all this. A little bit of sign there, but we didn't bump anything else. Yeah, we've just crossed the river, grabbed some water for camp. We've got one big system to get through and then punch up the hill to camp. So might run into something up closer to camp. It's been a big day. Looking forward to sitting down.
Righto, I've been asking myself all these questions about why the deer so bloody cagey. Why can't I find a deer? Just ran into Roger, a hunter. He's got his mate way back downstream. Yeah, seemed like a good fella. They've been everywhere pretty much, looking around. So I'm guessing a fair bit of hunting pressure. And they'd been in here since last Friday. So, and it sounded like he had the legs to get around a bit too. So, anyway, answers quite a few questions. So I was really scratching my head there. But when you got people in here walking around flat out, that's it, just puts all the deer to ground. It's almost impossible to find them then. Anyway, we've got a little bit of a march back to camp through some scrub here. Yeah. And we'll get a big fire going, get nice and warm.
So it's funny, there was a American bloke in the same area. Apparently he was
pretty mild overnight, and it's real low cloud this morning. A heap of cloud right down in the valley, downstream. So we're just going to do a good glassing session because they won't be hiding from the frost. Hopefully they can be out moving a bit. It's very dull. Feels like it's almost trying to drizzle, but I think it's just the cloud sinking. Hiding a yearling. Just put up a hide in a calf. Just walking across this faith. Big whiff of dead. Wind puffer down there, looked. Bit of a mouthful. We can't find any bullet hole in him. There's a little bit of a wound around his arse. Bit of skin missing there, but looking at the size of the maggots, I don't think he's been here any longer than a week. His hair's still sticking in if you rub it. His hair doesn't fall out or anything. But can't see any obvious sign of a bullet. He looks really thin, but I don't know whether he's been gored up the arse, maybe he's been shot there, but I still can't see a bullet hole. He's got a funny looking sort of testicle. A bit of that wound there. Just coming in the clearing here to sit down for lunch. Heard some squealing noises, and then a honk, and a few more squeals. Then it went quiet for a while, and then you could just hear some dogs barking in there. So a dingo's grabbed a deer. I ain't walking down there to find out though. I was hoping they were going to come charging out, chasing it. I'd say they had a hold of it when it was squealing. Bit like jungle down in there. I've camped in there once before, so got a good strong scent of deer here, but I'd say that down there getting harassed at the moment. Check out this spot. Sambar make you go in some amazing places. Tell me how many people have been to this spot. Wouldn't be many. I've got some pretty cool little shelters here. Don't think the deer are using as much as dingoes, but yeah. I don't think I'll ever be back, so I'm just going to enjoy this spot for a little bit. And then walk out of here. Well, we were just doing a real slow stalk into this little bit of flat bench country here, looking for deer just before dark. Spotted that one with not my eyes, and then we crept in behind it, but it's that noisy in here, especially for two of us. They pinned us. Anyway, we played with them for a little bit, and now they've gone. We're in a really good spot to just poke over and have another look in a different gully. Mud from the wallow. That's that grey mud from that wallow. We're just finishing off the hunt. Glassing all these faces just before dark. You just never know, the right deer might just pop out last minute. It's been hard hunting the last couple of trips, but public land, sambardeer, they're not easy. If you think they are, tell me how you do it without using something to help you that you shouldn't be using. They're here, they're just super wised up at the moment. Big fellas seem to have vanished. There's no sign of them even. It's like as if they've come in here, stripped their velvet, and now they've gone back to wherever the hell they came from. Maybe we need a few hinds to start cycling to drag them back in again. But anyway, food for thought. I think we've seen 22 deer for the 5 days. So we're still seeing deer, but just, no opportunity at a mature deer. Really only that one young stag that I seem to be able to find him every time, but that's what young stags are like, you know. That's why they're not trophies, because they're not smart. These big fellas, I know they're in here. They're smart. Anyway, that's the challenge. That's my job, is to find them. Haven't been able to find them for the last couple of trips. But yeah, so we'll have a good old steady walk back in the headlamp tonight. But it's pretty mild tonight actually. Really socked in up high. So probably at that 12 or 1300 metre mark, I'd say you'd be socked in, you wouldn't be able to see anything. Down on the river here, it's fine. Beautiful afternoon. I can't believe it's just not seeing deer, but yeah, anyway, I'll see you back in camp.
Snuffed out the fire, we're all packed up, and we're about ready to march up the hill. Another nice day, but saw those couple of hinds right up high this morning, but Nothing down low. It's dead down low. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we've got about a month break in here. And we'll come back to it in early August and see what's kicking around. Rightio, that's the end of this one. So thanks for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that button. If you want to jump over to Patreon and check out what's available over there, there is a free tier that if you join up to that, you will see what I am posting up there. You'll get notifications for that, and you'll also get a little bit of exclusive content just for Patreon. If you can support the channel, it'd be really appreciated, and thanks to everyone that is on there. It really is what's keeping this channel alive and keeping the content fresh and regular. So thanks to everyone out there that's chipping in. I really do appreciate it. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with this one, and we've got a nice drive home in the sun. Might be a little bit of snow on the shady side still. So anyway, have a good one.